This is the CIA corner here on TAF TV. My name is Ayo Kema, your co-host. Like you all know, this is where we bring to you your best of commentaries, in-depth analysis on trending headlines on a newspaper. Alright, now to bust your bubble a bit, the 29th day in the month of March 2024 is going to be our dearest president, Ahmed Bola Tinubu's birthday. Although he said we shouldn't celebrate him, that every gift that should have been sent to him, every wishes should be given to charity. Wow, that's so kind of him. Now his point is that the country is actually going through its trying times. There is scarcity, there is insecurity, emphatically there is insecurity. Now this takes us to the storyline for today. Now the wonder rates to the release of the 137 students that were kidnapped in Kaduna State. Funny enough, the federal government have told us as at yesterday that the students were released without ransom. Sit back and relax while we go on a quick break and we'll bring you details of this story. Now you're welcome from that quick break. Now let's dive into the story properly. Now remember, as at this month, earlier this month, the 7th day in the month of March, it was reported that some set of students were kidnapped in Kaduna State, and the kidnappers demanded a ransom of 1 billion naira. That Nigerians said it is currently higher than our budget for 2024. And funny enough, they demanded this money through a resident of that community, where the man said they had to call him and made those demands, and he forwarded it down to the federal government. Now the good news we have for you for today is that those kids have been released, and we saw them on our newspaper headlines yesterday looking so healthy, so properly taken care of. And the federal government are telling us through the Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, that these kids were released without ransom. This is one story that is currently ringing bells on social media. For the first time in the history of Nigeria, that students were adopted and then released for free. That's to say, our kidnappers are already having a change of heart. Things are getting better. Okay, so now as of yesterday, Nigerians took, we were always on every matter. Nigerians will keep addressing every matter. That's the sweetest part of being Nigerians. We're never quiet about any situation. So along the commentaries we saw that yesterday is, this looked like a foreplay, this looked like a game, it looks like Nigeria movie where you just wake up and boom, everything is working out perfectly well, because it has never been recorded that kidnappers will just release their captives for free without having to meet up their demands. And remember, they said they gave federal government a span of 1 week that if they don't make out their payment, that these students will be killed. And now Mohammed Idris is coming to tell us that this student will release without ransom. Now the question is it really possible? Because it will cast our minds back to 5-6 years back, where the Chibok girls, I know you still remember the stories of Chibok girls, where not all of them have actually returned now, and the story is no longer news. They were adopted and they were able to rescue some, though they didn't tell us if ransom was paid, but we know that some of them came back and others are nowhere to be found till today. And here we are again, the same similar story in another government, telling us that, see, these students have been released without ransom. So would it be that this present government is actually working more than the previous one? Because we have had cases like this where a particular set of students were adopted, and the government, the past administration, they tried their best, and I'm sure I stand to be corrected, they paid some ransom for some to come back. They met some particular targets for most of the students to return. But in the case of Kaduna students that were kidnapped in this same month of March, on the 7th day 2024, their cases are different, completely different. Federal government are taking it to the air, telling us that, see, these students were released without ransom. These students were released without paying a dime. So at this juncture, this is really leaving a question in the heart of Nigerians. Is this really possible? Or would it be there are more to this that the government are not telling us? Would it be there are more to these stories because the storyline is not actually clear? There are no evidences like compared to what we had for Chibok girls. There were a lot of evidences, there were a lot of storylines, but between 2 to 3 weeks, students were adopted, and the next thing we're hearing, they are back, and this time around without ransom. Nigerians are ringing bells on social media. No, come and explain this to us. It can never happen. This looks like a magic. One will put it that this is some level of abracadabra where everything just happens in the twinkle of an eye. Okay, I'll leave you to make all your conclusions in the comment section. Follow us up on all our social media handles, and if you have not subscribed, please turn on your notification bell so you get to follow us up when we drop out new commentaries like this. I remain Eyo Okeme, your co-host for today. Thank you very much.